My friend, today I want to share with you something that can truly change the entire direction of your life. Many people wait for miracles to happen from the outside, but the greatest miracle begins on the inside, right in your own heart, with the words you dare to speak to yourself. For 21 days, if you will discipline your mouth and your mind, you can transform your destiny. Why? Because words are not empty sounds. Words are seeds. Every time you open your mouth, you are planting something in the soil of your future. Some people plant seeds of defeat. I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. I'm not worthy. And then they wonder why their harvest is filled with disappointment. But if you begin to speak life, if you begin to talk to yourself with the language of victory, faith, and success, you will see your inner garden bloom. Your mind is like fertile ground. It doesn't decide what to grow. It simply receives the seeds you put in it. If you plant fear, fear will grow. If you plant faith, faith will grow. And here is the beauty. You have the power to choose what you plant every single day. For the next 21 days, I challenge you, no, I plead with you, guard your words and speak only what builds, strengthens, and uplifts. When you rise in the morning, look in the mirror and say, I am destined for greatness. I am filled with wisdom. I am favored, strong, and unstoppable. You may not feel like it at first, but remember this. Faith is not about feelings. It is about speaking what is unseen until it becomes seen. Your words are like a hammer shaping your future. Every time you repeat them, you are chiseling away fear, doubt, and limitation. That is why 21 days is so powerful. Science tells us that habits are built by repetition, and the Spirit tells us that faith comes by hearing. When you hear your own voice declaring success and purpose, it rewires your thinking and ignites new strength within you. Do not underestimate the law of the tongue. Just as a small rudder directs a massive ship across the ocean, your tongue directs the course of your life. If you want to change your tomorrow, begin with the words you speak today. Say it, believe it, and watch it come to pass. But remember, this is not magic, it is discipline. For 21 days, you must resist the temptation to speak negativity, even when circumstances look dark. Instead of saying, I'm stuck, I'm hopeless, nothing is working, lift your voice and declare, I am moving forward, doors are opening, and something good is on its way. This is how you create an atmosphere of victory around you. Your imagination and confession must work together. Close your eyes and see yourself walking in success. See yourself free from fear. See yourself blessed in your family, your health, and your finances. Then let your mouth align with that vision. Speak it boldly and consistently. When your words and your vision unite, nothing can stop the manifestation. My friend, you have been given the power of life and death in your tongue. Why not choose life? For 21 days, talk to yourself like a champion, like a victor, like a person born to win. And as you do, something inside you will shift. Your heart will expand, your faith will rise, and your world will begin to align with the words you have spoken. So today, make a decision. For the next 21 days, do not just think about change, declare it. Do not just wish for a new life, speak it into existence. Talk to yourself as if you are already walking in your destiny, and soon enough you will. Your future is waiting for the sound of your own voice. Begin today. Speak life, and you will live the life you speak. Words are not sounds, they are forces. Every syllable that leaves your mouth is charged with creative power, shaping your future whether you realize it or not. What you say again and again becomes a pattern etched into your mind, woven into your spirit, and finally built into your reality. That is why repeated words are never neutral. They are either lifting you to new heights or chaining you to the ground of limitation. If you speak to yourself long enough in defeat, you will believe you are defeated. If you tell yourself day after day that you are weak, unworthy, and incapable, those words will sink into your heart and become your truth. And soon your outer life will reflect that inner confession. But if you dare to change your language, if you dare to repeat words of faith, strength, and victory, your entire being will respond. You will rise to the level of what you consistently declare. The tongue is small, but it steers the course of life like a rudder guides a ship across the sea. That ship does not turn instantly, it moves gradually, slowly responding to the steady pull of the rudder. So it is with your life. The words you repeat may not show results immediately, but if you keep your confession firm, your direction will change, your mind will adapt, your emotions will align, and your circumstances will eventually obey. Repeated words are seeds planted in the soil of the heart. Speak fear, and fear grows. Speak hope, and hope grows. Speak abundance, and abundance begins to take root. The seed may be small, but given time, it will grow into a tree that shades your entire destiny. That is why you must be intentional about what comes out of your mouth, because once planted, words multiply. There is power in consistency. One statement may encourage you for a moment, but daily repetition transforms your identity. For 21 days, speak life into your own ears and watch how your mind begins to change. Wake up in the morning and declare, I am strong, I am blessed, I am filled with wisdom, I am chosen for greatness. At first, your feelings may resist. You may hear another voice inside saying, no, you are not. But if you persist, the negative voice grows weaker and the voice of truth grows stronger. Faith comes by hearing, and the first voice you need to hear is your own. When you keep speaking positive, faith-filled words, your subconscious begins to agree with your confession. What was once hard to believe becomes natural. What once felt like a lie becomes your reality. Your words carve out the path your feet will walk on. Do not say it is only words. That is like saying a seed is only a seed. A seed carries the potential of a forest. Words carry the potential of an entire future. If you tell yourself long enough that you will rise, you will. If you tell yourself every day that you will overcome, nothing can hold you back. Your repeated words are writing tomorrow's history today. So guard your tongue. Do not waste it on curses, on complaints, on fear. Fill your mouth with words of victory, abundance, and peace. Repeat them daily. Let them echo in your heart until they become the natural rhythm of your life. The power of repeated words is simple yet unstoppable. Speak it until you believe it. Believe it until you live it. And live it until the world cannot deny it. Faith does not begin with what you see, it begins with what you say. Long before the breakthrough appears, long before the door opens, long before the answer arrives, your words are preparing the way. Your tongue is the instrument that awakens faith inside you. If you speak doubt, doubt will grow. If you speak fear, fear will flourish. But if you speak faith, even when nothing seems to change, your heart will begin to believe, and what you believe will eventually come to pass. Faith comes by speaking because the voice you hear most often is your own. You cannot depend only on the voices of others to carry you. You must become the prophet of your own destiny. When you speak words of life, your spirit begins to align with those words. They echo in your mind, they sink into your heart, and soon you begin to walk in the reality of what you have declared. Many people wait for faith to arrive before they speak. They say, I will confess strength when I feel strong. I will declare abundance when I see money in my hands. I will speak healing when the pain is gone. But that is not how faith works. Faith is not born from sight. Faith is born from declaration. You speak it first, and the feeling will follow. You declare it first, and the evidence will come later. Speaking is not the result of faith. It is the generator of faith. Think of a fire in the cold of winter. The flame does not appear by wishing. It appears when you strike the match again and again until the spark catches. Your words are the strike that ignites the flame of faith. Every time you say, I am blessed, I am healed, I am strong, I am guided, you are striking the match. And though it may seem small at first, eventually the fire grows, and that fire gives light and warmth to your entire life. The words you speak create the atmosphere you live in. If you fill your environment with complaints, you will dwell in discouragement. If you fill your environment with faith-filled confessions, you will live in expectation. Every time you open your mouth, you are either building walls of limitation or opening gates of possibility. That is why you must be deliberate. Speak not what your fear whispers, but what your faith demands. Faith comes by speaking because words shape imagination. When you declare, I will overcome this struggle, your mind begins to picture victory. When you say, I am moving forward into new opportunities, your heart begins to anticipate open doors. And when your imagination and your words are united, your faith becomes unstoppable. What once felt distant becomes near. What once seemed impossible becomes attainable, because your words have carried your spirit into a new reality. Do not underestimate the discipline of your tongue. Faith is not built in a single moment. It grows with consistency. Speak faith in the morning. Speak faith at night. Speak faith when circumstances shout against you. Keep declaring, something good is on its way. My life is turning for the better. The power within me is greater than the obstacles before me. The more you say it, the deeper it takes root. And soon what you have been speaking will rise like a harvest in your life. Faith comes by speaking, and speaking is a choice. Every day you hold the power to release faith or to release fear. Choose faith. Let your words become the sound of victory. Let your confession shape the unseen into the seen. And as you keep declaring life, abundance, and strength, your faith will not only rise within you, it will also move the mountains before you. Your tongue is the smallest member of your body, yet it holds the greatest power over your destiny. With one word you can build, and with one word you can destroy. With your tongue you can open doors to abundance or shut yourself into a prison of limitation. This is the unshakable law of the tongue. What you speak will eventually shape the life you live. Every sentence you release is like a seed cast into the soil of your future. Words are not empty sounds. They are containers filled with life or death, faith or fear, victory or defeat. The tongue does not simply communicate. It creates. And because it creates, you must treat it with reverence. Careless speech is not harmless. Careless speech is destructive. But intentional speech, guided by faith, can unlock blessings you never imagined. Think for a moment of a ship in the vast ocean. That ship is massive, heavy, and impossible to move with your bare hands. Yet, it is steered by a small rudder. The rudder decides whether the ship will arrive safely at its destination or be lost in the waves. So it is with your tongue. Your life may seem vast, your challenges overwhelming, but the direction of your future depends on the words you release. The law of the tongue is simple but absolute. What you continually confess, you will eventually possess. If your mouth is filled with, I can't, I won't, I'll never, then your path will be filled with obstacles. But if your lips declare, I can, I will, I must, then your path begins to align with success. The world around you begins to respond to the vibrations of your voice. You cannot speak defeat and expect victory. You cannot confess lack and expect abundance. You cannot declare fear and expect courage. The law of the tongue is impartial. It gives back to you whatever you send out. Just as gravity pulls all things downward, the law of the tongue pulls your life into alignment with your words. That is why discipline of speech is so vital. The tongue must be trained like a wild horse brought under control. Left unchecked, it will run you into destruction. But guided with wisdom, it will carry you into triumph. Each day you must decide, will I use my tongue to curse my future, or will I use it to bless? Will I use it to magnify my problems, or will I use it to declare solutions? When you rise each morning, speak words that create life. Say to yourself, today I am strong. Today I am favored. Today I will succeed. Let those words shape your inner environment before you face the outer world. When challenges appear, do not surrender your tongue to negativity. Stand firm and say, I will overcome this. I will not be shaken. Greater power lives within me than anything that comes against me. The tongue is also a builder of atmosphere. If you fill your home with complaints, your home will feel heavy. But if you fill it with gratitude, your home will shine with peace. If you surround your workplace with criticism, it will drain your spirit. But if you speak encouragement, even in difficulty, you will see strength rise. The law of the tongue cannot be broken, it can only be obeyed. You are either consciously using it for your good or unconsciously allowing it to work against you. The choice is always yours. Use your words as weapons of victory, not daggers of defeat. Speak life until life overflows. Speak faith until faith becomes sight. Speak abundance until lack disappears. Remember this, your tongue is writing tomorrow's story today. Guard it, guide it, and use it wisely. For the law of the tongue declares, you will eat the fruit of the words you speak. What you see in your mind and what you say with your mouth are the two greatest forces shaping your future. And when they work together, nothing can stop you. Imagination paints the picture, and confession builds the bridge to bring that picture into reality. If you can see it inside and declare it outside, you can live it. Every great achievement begins twice. First in the unseen world of the imagination, and then in the spoken word. The house you live in was once an image in someone's mind. The clothes you wear, the car you drive, the tools you use, all began as invisible pictures that were eventually spoken into plans, designs, and actions. Nothing exists without imagination. But imagination alone is not enough. If you see it but do not declare it, your dream remains locked inside. Confession releases what imagination conceives. The mind is a canvas, and your words are the brushstrokes. When you imagine abundance but keep speaking lack, you cancel the picture. When you dream of health but constantly confess sickness, your tongue contradicts your vision. But when imagination and confession align, power is released. You see the promise in your heart, and you speak it boldly with your mouth until it becomes a living reality around you. Imagination is God's gift to lift you beyond the limitations of what your eyes can see. It allows you to step into tomorrow while you are still standing in today. But confession is the discipline that gives life to that vision. Imagination says, I see myself free. Confession says, I declare my freedom now. Imagination whispers, I see success ahead. Confession answers, success belongs to me. Together they form an unstoppable partnership. Do not underestimate the power of this union. Many people imagine wonderful things but speak words of defeat, and they wonder why their lives remain stagnant. Others speak positive words, but allow their inner vision to remain clouded with fear and limitation, and they too struggle to see change. The secret is to marry the two. Let your imagination give you the picture of where you are going, and let your confession give you the authority to walk toward it. When you imagine and confess in harmony, you are not only changing your mindset, you are reshaping your spirit. Your inner world becomes charged with expectation, and your outer world begins to align with that expectation. Doors open where they were once closed. Opportunities appear where there were none before. Faith rises in your heart because your words are feeding the vision, and your vision is guiding your words. Consistency is key. Do not speak it once and abandon it. Just as an artist keeps adding strokes until the picture is complete, you must keep confessing until the vision takes full form. Morning after morning, night after night, declare what you see. Say, I see my life overflowing with purpose. I see my family walking in peace. I see abundance filling my home. Then give those pictures life by repeating them boldly until your heart believes and your world responds. Remember, imagination is the seed, and confession is the water. A seed left unwatered will wither. A seed watered consistently will grow into a mighty tree. What you see inside and what you speak outside are creating the atmosphere of your destiny. Unite them, nurture them, and guard them. Because when imagination and confession work together, they have the power to turn the invisible into the visible. So dare to dream big and dare to declare boldly. See it, speak it, and then step into it. For the life you imagine and confess with faith will soon become the life you live. Change does not come by accident, it comes by discipline. And if you are willing to discipline yourself for just 21 days, you can reprogram your mind, reshape your habits, and redirect the course of your entire life. 21 days may seem short, but within those days lies the power to create momentum that can carry you into a completely new future. Why 21 days? Because consistency builds transformation. One decision is not enough. One effort is not enough. One attempt is not enough. Lasting change is born from repeated action, and science itself tells us that new patterns are formed when they are practiced daily over a set period of time. 21 days is not just a number. It is a window of transformation. When you commit to speaking life, choosing faith, and walking with discipline for 21 days, your old self begins to fade and your new self begins to rise. The first day is exciting because the vision is fresh. The second day may still carry enthusiasm, but by the seventh day, resistance begins to speak. Old habits whisper, "This is too hard, nothing is changing, give up now." Yet this is the very moment when discipline becomes your weapon. Discipline is not about how you feel, it is about what you choose. Feelings may fluctuate, but discipline holds steady, and discipline keeps you moving forward until the breakthrough comes. For 21 days, your words, your thoughts, and your actions must walk together in agreement. Wake up each morning with a declaration on your lips: I am becoming stronger every day. I am walking in purpose. I am breaking old patterns and building a new life. Repeat it not because you feel it instantly, but because discipline engraves it on your heart. Each day you speak, each day you act, each day you choose. You are carving new pathways in your mind and spirit. Do not despise the small steps. For 21 days, you may not see mountains move overnight, but do not mistake silence for failure. Seeds grow underground before they ever break the surface. In the same way, discipline is planting something deep within you that will rise in due season. You may not see it on day 5 or day 10, but by day 21, you will notice a shift. Your thoughts are clearer, your words are stronger, your habits are aligning with your vision. Discipline also protects you from the temptation to quit. The undisciplined live by emotions. The disciplined live by decision, and decision builds destiny. If you discipline yourself to hold your tongue for 21 days, your words will change. If you discipline yourself to guard your thoughts for 21 days, your mind will change. If you discipline yourself to take positive action for 21 days, your life will change. It is not a miracle of chance. It is the miracle of discipline. The beauty of 21 days is that it is long enough to break old cycles, yet short enough for anyone to attempt. And once you pass through those 21 days, momentum carries you further. What was once difficult becomes natural, and what was once unnatural becomes your new way of life. So I challenge you, choose your words, choose your thoughts, choose your actions, and discipline them for 21 days. Refuse to give in to negativity. Refuse to quit halfway. Refuse to let excuses steal your future. For 21 days, live with intention, live with courage, and live with consistency. If you dare to discipline yourself for 21 days, you will discover that the person you become is stronger, wiser, and more powerful than the one who began the journey. Your destiny is waiting, and discipline is the key that will unlock it. The moment you open your mouth, you change the atmosphere around you. Words are not invisible sounds that vanish into the air. They are forces that shape the environment you live in. Your words can fill a room with hope or drain it with despair. They can build peace or stir conflict. They can invite faith or feed fear. Every sentence you speak is like perfume or poison, changing the very air you breathe. If you constantly complain, the atmosphere around you becomes heavy, and even blessings feel like burdens. If you speak fear, the air thickens with worry until your spirit feels suffocated. But if you speak words of life, gratitude, and faith, suddenly the atmosphere shifts. The same room feels lighter, brighter, and filled with possibility. This is the unseen power of the tongue. It creates the climate of your life. Think of a home. There are homes that feel tense the moment you walk through the door. The air is thick, conversations are sharp, and everyone feels on edge. That atmosphere was not created by the furniture or the paint on the walls. It was created by the words spoken within those walls. Then there are homes where peace and joy overflow. Laughter is present, encouragement flows, and people feel safe. That, too, is not an accident. It is the result of words spoken day after day. Your words carry authority over your own life as well. If you wake up in the morning and say, "This is going to be a terrible day, nothing works for me, I feel so defeated," you have already polluted the atmosphere of your day before it has even begun. But if you rise and declare, "Today is filled with new opportunities, I am walking in strength, I am blessed beyond measure," the atmosphere of your day shifts immediately. Your spirit lifts, your mind clears, and you walk into situations with expectation instead of dread. Words are spiritual containers. They are filled with energy that cannot be seen with the eyes but can be felt with the heart. When you speak kindness, the room feels warm. When you speak anger, the room feels cold. When you speak faith, courage rises. When you speak doubt, courage dies. You carry the ability to set the tone of every place you enter simply by the words you choose. This is why discipline of speech is so critical. It is not enough to think good thoughts. You must release them with your tongue. A blessing unspoken is a blessing unrealized. Speak to your children with encouragement, and their hearts will flourish. Speak to your spouse with love, and your home will be filled with harmony. Speak to yourself with confidence, and your spirit will rise to new levels of strength. The atmosphere you create with your words also determines what grows in your life. Just as certain plants cannot grow in toxic soil, certain dreams cannot grow in toxic words. If your atmosphere is filled with negativity, doubt, and criticism, your dreams will wither. But if your atmosphere is filled with hope, faith, and gratitude, your dreams will flourish. So choose your words with intention. Let them carry light, not darkness. Let them carry healing, not hurt. Let them carry victory, not defeat. You may not be able to control every circumstance, but you can always control the atmosphere you create. And the atmosphere you create will either limit you or lift you into your destiny. Remember this truth: you live inside the climate your words build. If you do not like the atmosphere around you, change the language you release from your mouth. Speak life, and life will surround you. Speak hope, and hope will rise. Speak faith, and faith will fill the air. Your words create atmosphere. Make it one worth living in.